What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar and welcome back to the P4G. This is going to be the week 13 team builder, and this week we are going up against Bill Standish and the Adelaide Honchkrows. Now, let's talk a little bit about last week. Last week I got a massive win. Last week for you guys, last night for me. I'm playing Bill the day after I played Nidor. I only had a day to prep for this game, by the way, guys, so if I do miss some stuff in team building, I'm going to try my best to take my time in this team builder and like double check everything as I go. But I'm definitely going to be making sure that I have everything that I need, honestly. But with only a day to prep, it was a little hard for me. I didn't get to do any mocks. However, we are playing Bill in the Adelaide Honchkrows. His team is very, very threatening. I'm not going to show you on the dock because there are spoilers. If you haven't seen it, well, you guys, that shouldn't matter because you guys are seeing this a week after. Whatever, I don't care. His team is Kieran Black, Kartana, which are his two offensive Z-movers, Galvantula, Reuniclus, Garbodor, Braviary, Clefable, Chandelure, Claydol, Rhydon, and Mega Sharpedo. If you do not remember what my team is Mega Medicham, Togekiss, Shaymin, which is my Super Z-move user, Dragonite, regular Z-mover, Rhyperior, Gengar, regular Z-move user, Electros, Qwilfish, and Polion, Darm, and Linoon. So, looking at Bill's team, there are a couple of things that just straight up destroy me. I can tell you right now, Kieran B, Kartana, Galvantula, Reuniclus, Clefable are all coming to this game. They're all coming to this game. I know they will. If he gets up webs versus my team, I could potentially just lose right there. So it's super important that I need to have a way to get rid of webs early on in the game and ensure that no matter what, I can get rid of them. So that's that's a really big priority for this team. Reuniclus, Clefable, that is absolutely disgusting, and I hope I never have to face that again in my entire life. However, two Magic Guard Mons, so Toxic is pretty much useless, Toxic Spikes are pretty much useless. They only hit Kieran B, Galvantula, and then potentially maybe Rhydon. However, I don't even think that'll be an issue. His last Mon is either going to be Chandelure, Braviary, actually anything on his team can come, except for Garbodor. I don't think that can come. But making sure that I have a way to reliably break through Reuniclus plus Clefable is a big priority on this team. My team actually has a lot of ways of doing that, believe it or not. Both of them hardwall my Mega Medicham, which is why I do believe that both of them will be coming. And Kartana plus Kieran Black are just super offensive threats. I'm a little worried about it. However, I do think I have some pretty good strategies to try to wear them down. Kieran B's speed tier really hurts it against my team because I do have things like Mega Medicham, which outspeed it, so he needs a Scarf, or he can't stay in on it. I have things like Darmanitan, which is a speed tie. I have things like Gengar, which can naturally outspeed it, so he needs a Scarf to hit that as well. He can't be Z Hail because he's Z Chandelure with Memento. So there's a bunch of different threats on his team that I'm super worried for. I still think I prepped pretty well for this team. One thing to note, he really doesn't have a whole lot for Shaymin, believe it or not. Like, he has good coverage for it. Like, Kieran B, yeah, that's really good, and Galvantula, that's really good, but Kartana, Reuniclus, Garbodor, Braviary is really good for it, but then Clefable, Claydol, Rhydon, Mega Sharpedo. Shaymin can kind of just sit there depending on what 6 he brings, but let's just go ahead and talk about the team that I'm going to be bringing. First Mon is going to be this Gengar, Scarfed Gengar with enough speed to outspeed Jolly Max Speed Kartana. I could potentially see him bringing the Speed Boost Kartana with like Timid, and then like 16 speed IVs, or Attack IVs. I think that's what it is. It might be less than 16, but I could potentially see him doing that. However, if he does that, he is much weaker against my team, and he's going to struggle to break down some of my walls, such as Shaymin and Polion and things of that nature, because he won't be able to just straight up OHKO them after an attack boost. And then with Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Energy Ball, and Dazzling Gleam, it pretty much runs through his entire team. It's like Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball to Kartana does a lot, actually. Hold on, let me double check that calc. Gengar. I want to double check that Shadow Ball calc versus Kartana. Yeah, it does 119% minimum, so that's really good. I love that about it. He also doesn't have a Pursuit Trapper, at least a good one, honestly. I don't think Braviary might get Pursuit, but I don't think it does. Either way, he doesn't have a good Pursuit Trapper, so I can come in, click Shadow Ball, and claim a kill or get some really good damage off on something. If he wants to go into his Clefable on this, it's going to take a lot from Shadow Ball or Sludge Wave. If he wants to try to predict me going into his Kartana on the Sledge Wave, he'll just die to a Shadow Ball. Dazzling Gleam is there pretty much exclusively for Kyurem Black and his, what's it called? Mega Sharpedo. I have Energy Ball there just in case he wants to bring his Rhydon over his Claydol. It is very possible because Rhydon is a hard counter to my Darmanitan. It's one of his only checks to Darmanitan on his entire team, so I do fully expect that to come. Unless he brings like a Rocky Helmet Aftermath, what's it called? Garbodor, then it could potentially beat me down that way, but I really don't even think that'll come because it's hard pressured by a lot of other things on my team. But overall, this is gonna be the win con. This is gonna be what I want to save till last, spam Shadow Ball to potentially win, and that's super important. Now, Mega Medicham. This set, I bounced back and forth on a lot of things, and actually I forgot to change a move on here. I'm changing this to Zen Headbutt. I had Fake Out on here because Fake Out plus Drain Punch guaranteed kills Kyurem Black. However, what also guaranteed kills Kyurem Black is Drain Punch plus Bullet Punch. So what I can do is turn 1, if this is going to be my designated lead, by the way, because if he wants to lead off with his Galvantula, what I can do is I can click Zen Headbutt as he sets up Sticky Webs, bring him down to his Sash, click Bullet Punch, kill him, and then my Mega Medicham is still at full health. If he clicks Buzz and he is like Focus Sash, I can guarantee live 1 with my Mega Medicham. I want to double check that I can live like a Life Orb 1. Pretty sure I can. Sorry that I'm having to do all of these calcs during the team builder, but as you can see, a Life Orb Bug Buzz does 67% max, Thunder does 68% max, so I can guarantee live any one hit. And then if you look at Zen Headbutt right there, it does 117%, meaning that no matter what, it'll bring it down to Sash, Bullet Punch will kill him afterwards. So that pretty much is a way of guaranteeing that Galvantula can only get up webs or only get an attack off on my Mega Medicham. Either one, I'm fine with, to be honest. So, because I do have a Defogger, and webs don't really hurt this team too badly, except for my Gengar. But I think I should still be fine against that. Bullet Punch is very good priority against this team, especially for the Kyurem Black if I know that he's Scarfed and he's weakened, say he's taking like 2 hits of rocks. If he is Scarfed and he can kill me from the range of mat, I can click Bullet Punch, get off some really good damage, and then I can go into my Gengar and I can click Shadow Ball to guarantee pick up the kill to where I don't have to click Dazzling Gleam, give his Kartana a free switch in, and go along that way. Bullet Punch is pretty important just for that, and I need the priority in case he does lead off with his Kyurem Black. I can click Drain Punch, then click Bullet Punch and kill it. Baton Pass is probably the most important move on this thing, just because every single time my Mega Medicham is in, Reuniclus or his Clefable are going to come in. Every single time. I know it, and I'm pretty upset about it. However, there's not much I can do. So what I can do is I can click Baton Pass, and I can take advantage of that. I do have a couple of Mons that can take advantage of it. The first one being Dragonite. This is an Agility Special Dragonite. This is meant to take advantage of his Reuniclus. If it's late game and I have my Mega Medicham in and it forces him out into something like his Reuniclus, what I can do is I can switch into this, click Agility, and then depending on what all he has left, I can just win with this set. Z Hurricane does a lot to his wall core. It does about 70% minimum to physically defensive Reuniclus. It does about 79% minimum to physically defensive Clefable, and I fully expect him to be unaware Clefable. Fully expect him to. That's his only check to my Dragonite. Especially if he's Babiri Berry, because then he can take any hit. But if I have a Brox, after Rocks plus any chip damage, even like just a Zen Headbutt from my Mega Medicham, Z Hurricane kills. Same thing with the Reuniclus. If I click like Bullet Punch, or if I click Bullet Punch twice or something like that, or a Drain Punch plus a Bullet Punch, I can kill that thing with the Z Hurricane. And if I get up in Agility, I can just run through his team. The only thing that would stop that is if he is a Scarfed Chandelure at full, and I'm very weak on this Dragonite. That is the only thing that can stop it. But even then, that's not the biggest of deals, because I do have a Scarf Gengar to just revenge kill it. So that's pretty cool. I really do like this Dragonite set. Another thing that I'm kind of sort of expecting is if I go into my Dragonite on his Reuniclus, I can click Agility, he's going to go into his Clefable. What that means is that unless he's like Ice Beam with a Life Orb, I think I can live any one hit. Dragonite versus... Yeah, see, even if he's like modest Life Orb, I know I have Leechy Berry on there. Even if he's modest Life Orb, he can't kill me with any one hit, and then I can get off the agility, or I could get off a flamethrower, which, as you can see by, hold on, this right here. And let me put Hurricane right here, so you guys can see the damage output. As you can see, Supersonic Sky Strike does 71%. Flamethrower does 23%. So if he has taken rocks or just a little bit of chip damage, it's a very good chance for me to kill it with this. What's it called? Dragonite. The one thing that is a little bad is that if he is at full health, he does have a chance to live. But if he is this set, I doubt he's going to be max HP. He might have a little bit of speed, so then it's a guaranteed kill. But this is a way for me to wear down his walls pretty easily. It's a good way for me to just weaken things for Mega Medicham, because if he doesn't have his walls, Mega Medicham can actually sweep him, because things like Kartana can't lock itself into Smart Strike against it, because I do resist it, and I can do a lot of damage with Drain Punch, and I can beat it 1v1. Things like his Chandelure, they can't. If he isn't Scarfed, like if he's Z-move, I can just click Zen Headbutt and do a lot of damage to it. Even Kyurem Black, I can just click Drain Punch and do a lot of damage to it that way. So these three mons offensively work really, really well together. And then actually to go a little bit more with the offensive, I'm going to skip Shaymin for now. I'm gonna talk directly about Darmanitan. Sheer Force Life Orb, Darmanitan destroys his entire team. He has nothing that can switch in on it except for Rhydon, and if he switches into Rhydon on it, I can click Will-O-Wisp, and then I can go directly into my Polion. I can defog away any hazards he wants. I can click Surf. I can get rid of webs. I can do whatever I want. Sheer Force Life Orb Darmanitan, I actually sent the calc to CJ. Unfortunately, CJ hasn't been able to team build with me recently. I wish we could have, but our times just haven't matched up at all. So our boy Darmanitan here, where is the set? So to physically defensive Clefable, it does 79 to 94.5. That is insane. And then to Reuniclus, it does 72 to 86. So if either one of those attempt to switch in on this thing, they're just gone. And if they're like Calm Mind, I can just click this against it, and as long as they have a little bit of chip damage off on it, I should be good to go. So that's really, really nice. I love Darmanitan. I absolutely love Darmanitan. It's so good. But his best switch into it can just catch a Will-O-Wisp, and then I can deal with it that way. I also do have my Shaymin here, which can always switch into a Rhydon, and just click Seed Flare against it, and then just nuke something on his team. His best switch into Seed Flare is probably his Kyurem, and then with the Yache Berry and Dazzling Gleam, I can wear that thing down pretty well too. So that's really, really nice. Actually, Bill just sent me a message. Hold on one second. He said hello. I assume he's going to want to battle a little bit early, which I'll be fine with. I just got to gen these real quick. But yeah, very bulky Shaymin. It's meant to take on Kartana pretty well. Earth Power does a lot, instantly putting it in range of Scarf Gengar. So that's pretty nice. I do really, really like Shaymin as a mon. That Yache Berry is also really important for allowing me to live in Ice Fang from his Mega Sharpedo if it does come down to that. So this thing is pretty much just going to be a bulky pivot. If he goes into one of his offensive mons, I can just switch into this and then switch it around a little bit. Then Empoleon, I love Empoleon. I absolutely love Empoleon. You guys will see why, I believe, tomorrow. You guys are going to see why I love Empoleon so much. But Sugar Berry, this guarantees that no matter what, I can come in on his Rhydon, I can get up my Stealth Rocks, I can click Defog on his rocks, I can Scald it, and I can roar out things. My entire game plan is built around making sure I have up rocks and he does not have up sticky webs. So if I have Darmanitan in and I can click Flare Blitz on one of his walls and just absolutely nuke them, and then it forces in his Rhydon, I can go into Empoleon and I can just deal with it that way, and that's not the end of the world. And that makes me really happy that I'm able to just defog away his hazards, get on my own, and make sure that webs can't be a problem for the entire game, unless he does not get rid of his Galvantula turn 1. So it's difficult. This matchup in general is difficult. Bill's team is very threatening, and this game is a must-win for both of us. If he loses, I believe he's out of playoff contention. If I lose, I'm still in playoff contention, but it's very difficult for me still. If I win, I only need one more win to guarantee playoffs, so that's a thing, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I'm super happy with this. I'm very happy with this team. I'm hoping it can bring me another win. This is my 3rd league game in 3 days, so I'm kind of sort of getting a little tired. My stress levels are through the roof because of it, along with school and everything like that. So I'm hoping that once I get this done, I can take a break for a couple days and then come back and then just relax. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all again so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.